Good morning, everybody. So it's been a while since I made a video. I don't make a lot of videos, but I do try to make a video when I feel like it's something that is going to benefit somebody. And so I recently had an experience at my job to where we painted a large structure and got a bunch of overspray on some of our employee cars. And so this was a learning experience for all of us, and it's been quite an ordeal. But I wanted to do a video on some of the findings that I found that I thought might be helpful to someone else. So this video is going to be about how to remove overspray from textured plastic or smooth plastic, and I'm going to be focusing on oil-based paint, so industrial enamel, oil-based paint. There may be a different method. I may do a separate video on latex paint, but what I'm going to be talking about here is oil-based industrial enamel paint. So to give you a little bit of a history, we painted this structure at my job and got overspray on these cars, and we brought a detailer out, and the guy done a great job, but he was very conservative, which was good, and that's one of the reasons why I selected him. I'm a buyer by trade, so I do purchasing of a lot of different commodities, chemicals, services, so forth. So I brought this guy out because he was really good and he was conservative and he didn't want to damage anybody's car. So 95% of all the paint come off of the cars on the painting services, but when it got down to the plastics, he was very cautious about doing anything with the plastic. And some of these cars had overspray on them for months by the time we got to them, and it's almost like the paint became part of the plastic. But this method works, so it doesn't matter how long the paint has been on. Now, I'm so confident that this method will work. This is my personal truck. It's my old truck that I drive around. And so I spray painted this mirror on the passenger side of my truck about a week ago. And it's been baking out here in the South Carolina sun. So it's fully cured. But it doesn't matter how long the overspray has been on there. It doesn't matter if it's been on there for a day, 2 days. I tried this method on another vehicle, and that had been on there for a long time, and it doesn't really matter the time frame. So anyway, this method will work for removing the overspray, but it will also, I found, restore the plastic. So it takes the oxidation off of the plastic. Now this is, like I said, the mirror on my truck, and if I wash the truck, which I need to, if I washed it and I put Armor All on it, it would look good. But then it's going to get, faded looking again after a while. So I'm probably going to do more than one video. This is probably going to be my first one, just as to show you maybe like a 1 week follow-up, a 2 week follow-up, maybe a month-long follow-up. What does it look like after 30 days? But it really does work, guys, and I was really excited. I wanted to make this video because it was something I thought somebody would benefit, because when I first started looking up ways to remove the overspray from the plastic, when we had this issue at my job, there was some stuff out there, and to be honest with you, there is stuff that is gonna get it off. I tried brake cleaner works, mineral spirits, they work, carburetor cleaner works, goof off does work. But some of those products, when you start working it discolors the plastic. And I may go back and do another video on that too, to show you what it does. And that's why we chose not to use that, because it was actually harming the plastic. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what I had found. And this was a product that I actually used to buy about 20 years ago, when we had a different process at our facility. And so I come across this stuff in some of my searching, and of course it's for removing paint, but it doesn't really say anything about plastic. So this is what the product I'm going to show you is. Scrubs, graffiti, and spray paint remover towels. These things actually smell like bananas. We used to call them banana scrubs. You can buy them at a lot of different places. I bought this from MSC Industrial Supply. You can also buy them on Amazon. There's other places. I'll put a link down there as far as what it's called and where to get it from. But there's something unique about whatever the chemistry is in this product. And I'm not a chemist, so I'm not going to try to go into all that. But there's something about the ingredients that this product has in it that actually takes the overspray off, but also takes the oxidation off the plastic. And then once you get that off, you can put some, you know, some dressing of some kind, some Armor All, some protectant, just to protect the plastic and make sure it looks good. And like I said, I went back a week later, 2 weeks later, and the plastic was not chalky. It wasn't bad looking. So this is the mirror, and I took this mirror, like I said, it's my personal truck, so I'm that confident that it's going to work. I took this mirror and I sprayed a spot that would simulate, well, maybe just say you got overspray on it. Then I also took a spot and I sprayed it to where it would be like if it was just absolutely painted. And this is silver paint on a black mirror, or supposed to be a black mirror anyway. So I'm going to show you what to do here, kind of where to go. There's a little bit of a process here. It's not really that big of a deal, but I'll set the camera down here and get the wipe here in my hand. So basically when you open this thing up, I'm going to show you here, and I wish I had some gloves. I meant to get some gloves, I didn't. So these things are actually pretty thick. They're big too. And so these things, when they come out of the box, they're folded like this. There is a rough side and there's a smooth side. The rough side is the side that's out. So I tried the rough side, and the rough side is going to have a little bit of abrasion on the plastic. It's not going to be bad, but you don't really want that. So I'm going to take the wipe and I'm going to flip it over like that to where the smooth side is out, facing out. And I'm going to take it and just fold it over a couple more times here. I'm going to probably need more than that, but anyway. So don't have anybody to hold the camera. I'm going to do it myself here. I'm going to take this stuff and just start working it. And I'm not rubbing hard. I'm just basically putting the stuff on the plastic. And this is a textured plastic mirror, and you can see it's already starting to work. There's what you got. And don't get alarmed. People may say, oh, well, you're eating the plastic up, or you're damaging the plastic. No, you're not. So I'm going to work. I'm going to do this whole mirror and just work it here. Let the stuff do what it's supposed to be doing. There's your other side. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to be rubbing here some more. The mosquitoes are terrible out here this morning. But as you can see, it's working, and I'm not rubbing hard. I could rub harder if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm just barely rubbing the surface here. And this is actually cleaning the plastic as it goes. Look how much oxidation is coming off of that plastic. I'm just going to focus on this section right here. And I know it's probably like, hey, this stuff's taking forever to come off. No, it's not really. It's you don't realize how much oxidation and crap is on that mirror. I put protector on that thing for a long time and haven't never really tried to do anything else with it. So I'm going to focus here a little bit more on that. Like I said, I'm not rubbing hard, but you can see it's coming off, and it's not damaging the plastic. The surface here is still textured fine. There's no issues with that at all. Coming off, you know, there again, there's some of your paint and some of your oxidation as well. And I apologize if I'm moving this camera around a lot. I don't have anybody to hold it for me. Flip this thing over to the other side. This was a more extreme case because, like I said, I sprayed the full out of it. I wanted to really do a good test and show you what was going on here. Probably going to have to end up switching towels here in a minute. But look at all that stuff, guys. Look at all that. Look at all that junk that's coming off there. Set the camera down here. Just show you. Look at all that stuff that come off. Now I'm not going to use the gritty side. I could, and it's okay if you want to do that. You know, it's not going to be that bad, but it does scratch it just a little bit because I think it's got like pumice in it or something. I'm gonna fold it back over. These things are pretty saturated with it almost seems like an orange cleaner. It seems like it's maybe like a like an orange type cleaner. Get a fresh one here. It's got a lot of stuff on it. And like I said, I'm not rubbing. If you had just basic light overspray, this would be no issue at all. This stuff would just take it right off. And I don't know if you can tell, it's just the plastic, or not the plastic, but the little metallic paint is just coming right off. Now look at that. Look at all the flakes in there from the silver and all that crap that come off the plastic. Look at how it's breaking it up. Look at how, like I said, I'm not rubbing hard. Taking it right off. And this plastic is going to look so good. When it's done. Flip it over here. I'm just going to stay in kind of one spot here and just, there again, not working hard. I'm putting hardly any pressure on this thing whatsoever. And you can see it's getting cleaner. The plastic is getting cleaner, and there's not as much of the black that's coming onto my towel there. So I'm going to just go ahead and flip this over here. Probably get one more side out of that. Almost gone. And there is no trace. Once this little bit here is gone, there's going to be no trace of this stuff whatsoever on this mirror. And look at how shiny it is. Now, one of the things I noticed when I did this, there's probably a little bit there left, but I'm going to go ahead and just cut to, well, I may go ahead and flip it over here to a clean side. So pretty much it's all gone. Now, one of the things I noticed when I did this the first time is if you take a dry cloth and you try to put over it right now, whatever the chemical is in this wipe, it's going to stick. And I'm going to show you here. I'm going to take I don't have any fancy rags. I'm just going to take a regular old, like a t-shirt rag. It's going to, that come waltz back got me. It's going to want to kind of drag. So this is what I do. I take some water and I dip me a rag in some water. Okay, this is after I finish doing the treatment. I'm going to dip the rag here that I've got in some water, and I'm just going to do it like this right here. I'm going to wipe the whole surface down just to clean it, and basically that stops the chemical from activating. It stops the chemical from, you know, it waters it down. So it takes it and you're just wiping, taking a wet microfiber towel if that's what you got, and you can wipe that down and just get it all nice and saturated with water just to wipe it off. Okay, then I'm going to come back with another dry towel. I'm going to wipe this thing off. Now that's what I've got there. Now I know it looks like it's scratched, but it's not. That's basically what I need to do. Is I need to go over it again with another towel, because what it's done here is it's got the sections of it where it's still got some oxidation on it. That's not damage, okay? That is not damage. That is strictly where it got more oxidation off of some spots than it did others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'm going to grab me another towel. Take and fold it here on the smooth side. And you can use this for not only removing overspray, you can use this for restoring your plastic. See, that's turned chalky. It's not scratched. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to wipe this off. Don't get worried. It's not damaged. See, there's still oxidation left on there. I'll take this. If that happens, don't get concerned, because it's not a big deal. See, there's still oxidation on there. And you want to take it, you may have to take it and wipe it down several times after you finish until you get it to where it's uniform. See, there's still oxidation there. Let's keep wiping. Like I said, this method works great, not only for taking overspray off, but also restoring the plastic. See, there's more. I'll take this, flip it over to a good side, and I'm just going to wipe. And it's wanting to drag a little bit now. That's not concerning. I'm not worried about that, because like I said, I've already tried this and I know it works. So you want to just wipe it down, because you're getting all this oxidation off of this plastic. This is different than just putting a dressing on, where it's going to mask the oxidation that's under there, and then you're going to be left with a shiny oxidized surface. This is actually cleaning the plastic deeply. Alright, so I've got to get one more wipe here. And again, pardon me, I can't hold the camera too well there. But there we go. I'll take this thing here, fold it open again. I'm using the non-abrasive side. And I want you to look at how good this looks. Now, I know some of you may say, well, oh, you scratched it right there. No, that was already there, okay? Look down here. Look where I was scrubbing right there. There's no scrub marks right there. Okay, look how pretty that looks. And again, I'm just gonna, so now it's not dragging as much, because I pretty much got all that oxidation off. And you're gonna keep working it here. And like I said, if you come back with a dry rag, it's gonna drag. It's gonna drag. You have to use something damp. You have to use it pretty much soaking wet, because the chemicals on here It just creates like a drag whenever you're trying to work it, So, like I said, I've used this on my vehicle. There's a little bit more oxidation. I'm gonna flip it over. And if you've got, you know, anything that you need to get off, just keep working it there. No pressure. You're just wiping it, putting it on there. And I want you to look at how much different that looks compared to that. And I know it's wet, but still, even when it dries, I'm going to take here and I'm going to try to do this. Try to set my camera down here and show you. So I'm going to take another just old shop rag that I've got here that's clean. Okay, I'm going to dip it in some water. I'm going to saturate it here. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to wipe it. Just to water the chemical down. And look here, there's no damage to the texture. It didn't eat the texture, didn't mess it up. It's still just as textured as what it was. And you can use this on a plastic surface as well that's smooth. Just take and do that. Then I'm gonna come back with a clean rag here. And like I said, I'm not using nothing fancy. It's just old stuff I had laying around here. Look at how smooth that is. This is without any kind of protectant on it at all. That right there is just, and as you can see, those streaks that was in there earlier are gone because all that oxidation's off. This is what the old plastic looks like, and that's what it looks like, and that's without any dressing at all whatsoever. There's no damage. You know, I put a fingernail mark there because, you know, but that's not anything wrong. All this is smooth, and if you come back over it with Armor All or some kind of dressing, it's going to look that much prettier. You know, wash it, wash your car, come back with the dressing. And I'm gonna do a follow-up video in about maybe a week after we have some more heat down here. I'm gonna do a follow-up video on what this mirror looks like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, a month later, just to show you that there's no damage to the mirror at all whatsoever. There's no damage to the plastic, and everything had come off. Now, while I'm on here, this is a section of the cowl trim on my truck, and I'm going to show you the same method works here for that as well, if my camera lighting will be kind to me today. So I've got another wipe, and I'm going to come here and just wipe that. There again, no pressure. Look at all that stuff. Look at all that stuff that's coming off there. Using the smooth side. I got a rough side there. And my towel got turned. But I'm using the smooth side of the wipe. There's more oxidation. I think this one's about dried out. It's one that I threw down. And like I said, this is my personal truck. I wouldn't tell you guys something. Thought about getting a piece of plastic out of a junkyard. It's like, you know what? You know it works. There's no sense in using something else. There's that. I'm going to take and wet my rag again. I'm going to wet it, and I'm going to just go over it. And you could wash it. You could even take soap and water and wash it after this, just to get the residue off, the residual off. Come back and dry it. And there you go. There's your after and there's your before. Okay, hope somebody found that helpful. If you found that video helpful, or you like it, or got any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. Please be respectful, guys. You know, everybody's different, and I just try to post things that I think is going to do someone some good. And I thought this was a good find. If there's somebody out there that maybe has got overspray on plastic they're trying to get off, this stuff does work on paint as well. I did not try it on a painted surfaces. I know it does work on painted surfaces, but plastic is a little bit different situation. So just wanted to do something to help someone. Thanks for watching.